The latest statement from the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists had said that, right now there's no like clear yes or no answer. And I think one of the things that makes this pandemic so hard is that we don't have a lot of information. So we're still in the process of learning and like looking at studies and investigating what the solution should be. When it comes to pregnancy, it's really hard, therefore, to make blanket statements that apply to everyone. There is a good chance that if someone were to get pregnant right now, it would be completely fine, especially if they have a low risk pregnancy. However, because there are just still a lot of things that we don't know, again, we can't say like, yeah, just keep trying to get pregnant, it's fine. Because for somebody that, say, has a high risk pregnancy, things that we would worry about are, with the pandemic, we're limiting the number of prenatal visits that people are able to have. And we're spacing those out, and you may not have, immediate access should a problem come up. And so if you're going to have a high risk pregnancy, it might be a little bit trickier now to get the appropriate care that you need. And it can be hard to know if you're going to have a high risk pregnancy. Certainly, if you have no health problems going into pregnancy, there's more of a chance that you'll have a healthy, normal, low risk pregnancy, but that's never a guarantee. So I would say, for people who are considering trying to get pregnant right now, start with your provider. Start with your midwife or your OB or your, primary care physician, or someone who you can really talk to about your health history, what's going on for you, what runs in your family, what runs in the family of the person with whom you are going to create this pregnancy, and then make a decision based on that information. But I will say, for people that, are finding themselves pregnant during this time, it's also important to know that like it is a scary time for sure, but it is also still very possible to have a lovely pregnancy and birth. If you decide that now is the time to start trying to conceive, number one, you want to make sure, and this is for always, but you want to make sure that you're taking a prenatal vitamin that has enough folic acid. And one of the things that we cover in the Motherly Guide to Becoming Mama, which is our new book, we have a whole chapter on ways that you can get healthy prior to pregnancy. But it also applies, like if you've just found out that you were pregnant, 50% of pregnancies in this country are unplanned pregnancies. So many people may be finding that they're pregnant even if they weren't trying to conceive. So if you're going to get pregnant or are newly pregnant, looking at the book and finding ways to make sure that you're as healthy as possible, whatever that means for you. So taking a prenatal vitamin, and then certainly, taking all of the precautions to the extent that you can with the pandemic. So, staying home if that's still what the order is in your location, wearing masks, washing your hands, getting lots of sleep, like doing all the things to sort of create optimal health so that you can go into this pregnancy with the best sort of foundation possible. Yeah, I think one of the things that's coming up for pretty much everybody during this pandemic is both the physical ramifications, but also the emotional and the mental health ramifications. And so sort of wherever you are on your motherhood journey, be it pre-pregnancy, pregnant, post-pregnancy, paying a lot of attention to your mental well-being, whether that's, starting to meet with a virtual therapist, whether that's like incorporating a meditation practice or a yoga practice or, whatever that means for you, but paying really close attention to that, because this is hard. Motherhood is wonderful, and motherhood is hard without a pandemic. During a pandemic, it's unprecedented, right? So even if you do not have like a diagnosis, you don't have prenatal depression or anxiety, it can't hurt to meet with a therapist once in a while and gain some coping skills. And just, again, like pay really close attention to your self-care and your well-being so that you are as healthy holistically going into this as possible.